Captain Kirk's Star Trek comeback was inspired by the last heroes you'd expect. For decades, Captain James T. Kirk has stood as one of science fiction's most recognizable figures. Bold, impulsive, charismatic, and always just a little bit ahead of the rulebook. As portrayed in James T. Kirk within Star Trek, he became the defining image of Starfleet's cowboy diplomat era. A man who won the future not by avoiding risk, but by leaning into it. So when modern Star Trek storytelling began revisiting Kirk's legacy, fans expected nostalgia. What they didn't expect was inspiration drawn not from legendary spacefarers, but from heroes who feel almost ordinary by comparison. Yet, that's exactly what makes Kirk's modern comeback so fascinating. Recent interpretations of Kirk's character, especially in the evolving continuity of Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, suggest a surprising creative influence. The grounded, emotionally vulnerable, teamwork-driven heroes of contemporary ensemble dramas. These aren't galaxy-conquering icons. They're flawed professionals, learning on the job, carrying emotional baggage while still showing up to save the day. In other words, the last people you'd expect to shape Starfleet's most famous captain. A shift from myth to humanity. The original Kirk of classic Star Trek was mythic by design. He didn't just solve problems. He outwitted entire alien civilizations. He didn't just lead, he commanded destiny. But modern storytelling has shifted focus. Writers now look at leadership through a more human lens. Stress, uncertainty, mentorship, and emotional consequence. That's where the unexpected inspiration comes in. Instead of modeling Kirk solely after larger-than-life adventurers, newer interpretations borrow from ensemble heroes who succeed through collaboration rather than dominance. Think of characters who argue, fail, regroup, and still find a way forward. Not because one person is exceptional, but because the group becomes stronger together. This reframing doesn't erase Kirk's legacy. It recontextualizes it. The everyday hero blueprint. One of the most surprising influences on Kirk's modern portrayal is the rise of everyday hero storytelling in science fiction and drama. These are characters who don't begin as legends. They grow into them. They make mistakes in real time. They rely on their crew not as background support, but as emotional anchors. In this version of Kirk, leadership is no longer effortless charisma. It's exhaustion masked by confidence. It's decision-making under pressure with incomplete information. It's the burden of being the person others look to when everything goes wrong. This interpretation resonates strongly with audiences who have grown up watching ensemble casts in modern television, where no single character carries the entire narrative weight. Even in space, no one stands alone anymore. Pike's shadow and Kirk's rebirth. A major influence on this reinterpretation is the contrast with Christopher Pike's command style in Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. Pike embodies reflective leadership. He thinks before acting, listens before deciding, and often carries the emotional cost of knowing possible futures.